Are you thinking of moving to Lexington, South Carolina and wondering if it is a good fit for you and your family? In this video, I'll share many of the great things Lexington has to offer. But before you decide if Lexington is the place for you, it's important to know the possible disadvantages of living here as well. So before I dive into the ins and outs of living in Lexington, let's talk a little bit about the town. Lexington is conveniently located minutes west of Columbia, South Carolina, and is just southeast of beautiful Lake Murray. This suburb has a population of over 25,000 people according to worldpopulationreview.com. Besides being right by the lake, one of my favorite things about Lexington is that it has a small town feel and a sense of community. But it also has a thriving downtown and some big city amenities. You don't need to drive to Columbia for great shopping, dining, and local events because they're all in town, and Lexington always has something going on. Here are the pros. Pro number one, plenty to do. People who live in Lexington know they don't have to go far to find something to do. Besides excellent shopping and dining, there is always something going on in town, such as festivals, outdoor concerts, history tours, and community events. There are also places that are unique to Lexington, like the Lexington County Museum, which holds special events for adults, children, and families year-round. Lexington also has the market at Ice House. This is an open-air farmers market held at the Ice House Amphitheater and is open on Saturdays from May to October each year. Along with fresh, locally grown produce, you'll find food trucks and vendors where you can shop for homemade crafts. And let's not forget the Ice House Amphitheater located in downtown Lexington. This is also a venue that hosts community events and concerts year-round. If you are looking for a fine night out, the Ice House Amphitheater is a great go-to option. If you are a sports fan, you can catch a Lexington Blowfish baseball game at the Lexington County Baseball Stadium. Or if you are looking for things to do outdoors, Lexington has plenty of options like Peachtree Rock Heritage Preserve, which is great for hiking, Virginia Hilton Park, which has playgrounds and picnic areas, or you can enjoy walking at the Dreher Shoals Dam. If you like boating, water skiing, swimming, or fishing, don't forget that Lake Murray is just a stone's throw away. Or you can go kayaking or canoeing along the Saluda River, which is located just minutes northeast of downtown. So you will never be at a loss for things to do in Lexington. But if you have school-age children, you're probably wondering about Lexington schools. So my pro number two is great schools. Well, I have good news. Lexington has some top-notch schools and a highly rated school district. Did you know that Lexington County is ranked number 6 in best counties to live in South Carolina? One of those reasons is because of its great schools. Lexington County School District 1 is ranked in the top 30% of South Carolina public schools, and the district has an overall grade of B+ on niche.com. The district's top 2 elementary schools are Lake Murray Elementary and New Providence Elementary, and both have excellent ratings of 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. Also, according to niche.com, Lexington High, River Bluff High, Meadow Glen Elementary, New Providence Elementary, and Lake Murray Elementary all have excellent A grades. To find out more about Lexington schools and other school districts in the Columbia area, check out my video on the best school districts in Columbia, South Carolina. So now that you know Lexington has great schools, plenty to do, and a great sense of community, what about the economy? My pro number 3 is strong and diverse economy. Lexington has a strong and diverse local economy. That's because it has a good mix of small businesses and large corporations. Because of Lexington's diverse economy, it has a wide range of job opportunities, and it's also a supportive environment for entrepreneurs and small business owners. Plus, right now is a great time in Lexington to start and grow a business. A few of the large corporations serving Lexington County include Michelin, Amazon, and Lexington Medical Center. These successful corporations employ hundreds or thousands of people in Lexington County and the greater Columbia area. If you want to know more about Columbia's largest employers, check out this video. Strolling through Lexington's downtown and along Main Street, you'll also find many thriving small businesses that are unique to Lexington or the Columbia area. I'll mention just a few, like Body Thai Dining, which has an upscale yet inviting atmosphere atmosphere that serves creative and delicious Thai dishes. Or you can shop at Blush Boutique and Home, a bright and quirky boutique where you can find unique home decor and apparel with southern flair. Or you can also visit one of my favorite restaurants, the Blended Bakery and Bistro. Not only you can enjoy a nice and delicious meal, but they also have high tea and special events once a month that have a particular theme. Not only that, I just recently learned that this restaurant does not use salt to cook. However, when you taste the food, it seems like it has just the adequate amount of salt. That is just amazing to me. Now that you know a bit about the local economy, let's talk about housing in Lexington, which is my next pro, affordable housing. The great news is that Lexington offers plenty of affordable housing options. In fact, housing expenses in Lexington are 21% lower than the national average, according to payscale.com. According to realtor.com, Lexington has a median listing home price of about $337,000 as of April of this year. The national average median home sales price is $436,800 as of the first quarter of 2023, according to Fool.com. So this means that housing costs in Lexington are well below the national average, and keep in mind that you can still find homes in Lexington in the low 200s. Also factor in that South Carolina's cost of living is one of the lowest in the country and is 5% lower than the national average, according to rentcafe.com. Plus, the cost of living in Lexington is lower than in some other cities in South Carolina. As you can see, Lexington has a lot to offer, but it's important that you also know the downsides of Lexington before deciding if it is the best place for you to call home. Here is my first con: traffic congestion and infrastructure. Anyone who has driven around Lexington can tell you that the traffic isn't pleasant and is busy all the time. In recent years, Lexington's traffic has increased as more people move into town, and although the city has done things to help traffic flow, it hasn't done enough. This is because the current infrastructure doesn't accommodate the growing number of drivers or getting in and out of the many businesses. Especially where Highway 378 and US 1 meet, traffic can be quite tricky, and traffic can get backed up along both of those roads. So if you plan to move to Lexington, prepare to have some patience when driving around town. However, locals believe the quality of life in Lexington is worth dealing with the traffic congestion. Con number 2, humidity. Besides dealing with traffic, another downside of living in Lexington is the humidity. Anywhere you live in South Carolina, it will be more humid than in many other parts of the country. That's because the average humidity index for South Carolina is 82%, according to wisewater.com, and this is higher than the national average. In fact, South Carolina is the 11th most humid state in the US. If you add Lexington's higher summer temperatures averaging 90 degrees to the humidity, the summer weather can feel hot and muggy. So it's a good thing that Lexington has community pools and splash pads to cool off in. And Lexington isn't as humid as other places in South Carolina, like Charleston. Con number 2, no vibrant nightlife. Much of Lexington's charm and appeal is that it is a quaint town and suburb secluded from its bigger neighbor Columbia, yet Lexington stands apart on its own. Although Lexington has grown a lot in recent years, it's still a town with a small town feel and sense of community, so don't expect to find a vibrant nightlife here. Lexington is great for family living, but not so great for the nightclub scene. This town has its fair share of bars, restaurants, outdoor concerts with local talent, and a community theater. But you'll have to drive about 24 minutes east to Columbia or about 2 hours east to Charleston to find some great nightlife options, including concerts with big names, live theater with touring shows, and nightclubs and restaurants that stay open late. So although Lexington definitely has its disadvantages, this town still offers a high quality of life, a lower cost of living, and a strong sense of community. It's no wonder that more and more people are choosing to make Lexington their home. If you want to know in detail all the fun things you can do in Lexington, make sure to watch this video. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you next week.